You certainly have the ability to build relationships and connect with people. Your podcast, that's an opportunity for you to connect with individuals who may not necessarily know you personally. So that's out there. What is the motivation behind the podcast? And where did this begin?
Yeah, so we talked about before how I like to challenge myself. So I was in the car. I made a video about this. And, feelings are just a response system for the thoughts that you keep thinking, right? So it's like your feedback system for like what thoughts I'm thinking. And I just kept feeling like I'm not doing enough. Now, I guess to some people that might seem silly, right? Like, I have a business. I have books I've written. I was a physical therapist. I have all this stuff. But I was like, I'm not doing enough. And I was like, well, if I know I'm not doing enough, I need to take action. And the inspiration came to me, you know what? I think I'm going to do a podcast. And I was like, okay, let's do that. So I didn't know where the podcast would lead me. However, I knew that following my passion, because I got excited about it, right? And we started like downstairs in Bochner's studio, we cleaned out an area. I think from the time I had the inception of having a podcast in the first episode, I think it was maybe like 5 or 6 weeks, right? I already had a video editor. I had the setup. I had the table. I had the shag rug. We're good to go, And it's just being open to the next stage in life, because I feel like everything you do in life is a stepping stone to something else, as long as you're open to actually exploring that, right? And I put the background music in for you.
Thank you.
And so it's just basically being not afraid to take the next step, because like you can't fail. You're just going to learn. And the best thing about the podcast is that I get to network with great people. I get to do these silly videos. I get to know somebody. My biggest thing in life is being able to have a moment like this with somebody and just get to know them, right? That's one of my biggest pleasures in life, and having a deep conversation. So like right now, it's just the two of us and people who are watching, but this is going to change our relationship, because it's just us talking about deep subjects, and like no one else can have this moment but us. And I really appreciate that. But I get to do that on the podcast now, right? We just did a belly dancing one. And what happens is I change a little bit after the podcast, and they change a little bit after the podcast. And I think that's super cool. And I just feel like people need to see people as, just other spirits having a human existence, right? We're all in this together. We all really want the same things. And I feel like if you can just listen to somebody versus just yell at them or push against them or criticize them or be jealous of them, I think everybody would just be a lot happier. Hello, my name is Dr. Marc Bochner. Don't forget to check out my new book, Pug Learns to Believe.